I'm going to tie it in with Soul of Jarrett. I don't know if you guys have listened to episode 39, but yeah, that one was one of my favorite episodes I think I've ever done because, Jarrett's a few years older than me. He has interesting views, kind of, what would you say, like countercultural in different ways and kind of, what's the right word? It's like he is trying to stand up for the generation, stand up against the old and traditionalist generation that's stuck in their ways. Like, he's the person who is looking at life pretty objectively and not just being a sheep to what his parents say or what government says or what society says. He's thinking for himself. But one thing that he kind of said is like, Harley, I live life as if whenever I'm all in, I'm all in. But whenever I'm all out, I'm all out. There is no half in, half out, maybe. Yeah, I'm kind of lukewarm on this. It's like, no, you're all in or you're all out. It's like you can say no if you mean it. And if your heart is saying no, say no. Don't. Yeah, it's like it's a wholehearted yes and no. It's like I've heard this quote before where it's like, only say yes if it's an F yes, only say no if it's an F no. And I kind of see what that means because now you're not in the indecisiveness. It's like, go with whatever you're feeling and you will learn from the consequences. And I kind of respect that. And it'll lead to clarity because then you'll see like, okay, yeah, I maybe shouldn't have said no here, but that's totally okay. I'm a human who's just trying to learn a lesson. And yeah, I find that to be a pretty good lesson over there. Another one that's really helped me with the saying no and being more assertive in general is cold plunging, bringing it back to the old cold plunge. It's like when you cold plunge, you get boosted full of testosterone and adrenaline. And testosterone makes you more assertive, and it also makes you more confident. And when you're confident that your schedule takes priority, you are able to say no in scenarios. It's like sometimes people might, like, I'm talking about myself 2 years ago or a year ago. I would feel like I should say no, but I wasn't assertive enough or confident enough in myself to say no. And now that I cold plunge, I feel much more confident in my own abilities. And it's like, if I'm able to say no and stand for it and mean it and have reasons behind it, sure, someone can argue, but I have my reasons and I can defend them, and I'm confident in my ability to defend them, and I'm confident that I know what I want. And yeah, I truly recommend that to anyone who's kind of feeling too agreeable these days, because I feel you, man. I feel like being agreeable truly has its pros, but it also truly has its cons. Like, as a person who wants to be an entrepreneur, who's trying his best to grow all kinds of different ideas, it's like sometimes you have to say no to certain scenarios. It's like, I heard this from Warren Buffett. It's like, what separates the successful from the very, very successful? Well, the very, very successful say no to about everything. Let me say that again. The very, very successful say no to almost everything. Because if they were saying yes to too many things, they would get overwhelmed. And that's exactly kind of how a new entrepreneur is. Ooh, yes, I want to try that. Yes, I should try that. But once you're more an experienced entrepreneur, like, I know where this road leads. No, not my priority. I have bigger fish to fry. I have a better route that I'm on. It's like, I know what is my focus, and I'm not going to let anything stop that. And that's truly respectable. And, my girlfriend's always like, Harley, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to stand up for yourself and say no to most things, because that's the only way you're going to get there. If you say yes to too many people, you're going to be spread thin and you're going to be resentful. And so, yeah, don't feel guilty when you're trying to say no. This was all just a message to me and all the agreeable folk out there. I really hope this helped. I look forward to hearing if anyone in the comments have had any struggles saying no and have learned how to say no. Because saying yes too much, you never want to be a yes man, because yes men are not very attractive to women and they are not very powerful in social scenarios.